morning. It is Sunday. I'm a little sad because it's technically the last day, but you know, that's life. That's gonna happen. So, oh my gosh, yesterday, recap. We got up, we got ready, and we actually Ubered to the convention center because it was raining. Because it's like a 10, not even 15-minute walk, like between 10 and 15 depending on how fast you walk. And it was raining and we just didn't want to deal with that. We both took classes yesterday. So I did my content creation class with Andy and she went to book that gig. They were both at the same time. And then we had, I think, like a 30-minute break in between. Yeah. And then we met.
Actually, my class did not have a 30-minute break. We went overtime by 30 minutes.
That's what I thought. Because I remember that's why I messaged her after that I was waiting in the vendor hall because when I walked past my classroom, she was still in book that gig. And then I think her class ended up being the one that our makeup class was in together. So she was already in there. But that means she didn't really have time to eat. I had a granola bar while I was in Andy's class because I was starving.
I ate while I was in book that gig.
The start of the day. So we got there at 8:50. Morning announcements were booked from 9 to 9:30. I mean, I take schedules for what they say. I assumed I'll be sitting there for 30 minutes listening to something. It wasn't. It was 10 minutes, and then people started the swap meet early. I needed to be at the vendor hall anyway, right after, I needed to be at the vendor hall because I wanted to be at the morning announcements because the main stage was in the same room as the vendor hall. I met with, I can't think of her social media now, but insert it here later, to do my hair because this is how it was yesterday. My photo shoot's at 10 a.m. with Submerge, so I have 40 minutes. The break took less than 15 minutes. And then we had a little bit of time to chill, just kind of walk the vendor hall. People were still setting up. And then I went down about 20 minutes ahead to kind of start finding where they were down there. I wouldn't let myself think about the photo shoot until I was tailing up because I was extremely nervous. I've never done an underwater shoot before. I thought I was going to completely bomb it. I was ready to be oh God, I'm gonna waste their time. It's not gonna go well. I don't know what I'm doing. But they were extremely nice. I highly recommend if you're gonna do a photo shoot, do it with Submerge. I did a 30-minute session, which right now that package includes 3 final photos. And so when I was tailing up, they came over to me and they were I was on their website looking for inspo. I wanted a shot that was I said I like siren stuff. I want to be kind of siren-y. I thought about playing to my strengths of I love doing backflips. So I'm if we can get a good backflip photo, if we can do kind of siren-y, swimming into poses and kind of reaching. And I did a reaching shot, a backflip shot, and then the one that I saw on their website that I wanted to copy was really close to the surface where you're this. That was my biggest challenge because I kept wanting to go deeper. But I kind of surprised myself because I got the swim shot in the first underwater dive under. So my phone ran out of storage, so my merbaby's kind enough to let me use her phone for a minute. And then the one that took the most time was that surface shot because I wanted to keep going deeper than I needed to, and I needed to touch the surface. It was almost kind of the surface was a wall that I was afraid to touch. And I honestly thought I was bombing this. I kept apologizing over and over, thank you for being patient with me. I'm so sorry because I've never done this before. I felt I was wasting everybody's time. I was so nervous. I was doubting myself a lot. So apparently I wasn't bombing it from what K-Shell explained to me. because every time I came up, they were super sweet. It wasn't like they were criticizing me. I don't want it to come off that way. It's just like, I come up, they're like, good, but like, now can we try to do, like, let's go a little bit more. Let's do like something else. Like, now try doing this instead. And I'm like, okay. So I kept going down. And I don't know if you want to explain like what you heard from the top.
So basically what was happening on like top side was she would go down and like within like one or two she would like hit what they were directing her to do. So each time that you hit something, Abby from Submerge was very much wanting to just like push her harder and give her like harder poses. So like if you hit, they're gonna push you to do something harder and push you out of your comfort zone. Not in a bad way,
no.
Just like if they think you can do it and like they seemed like they were just kind of like whatever you were comfortable with and like pushing you to be even better to get even a more magical shot.
Yes, and I just didn't understand that. I just felt like, oh, they're really correcting me because I'm just bombing this thing, and so that was good to. I was glad to understand after the fact. I'm like, okay, no, like they just wanted me to keep going, like go harder, which I completely appreciate. I'm glad that they did because I'm sure it made me get more shots, and I'm excited to see how those turn out. Of course, I don't know what the timeline is. I got to talk to Submerge and Abby after, and they were really sweet, and they said that like they saw potential if I wanted to do underwater modeling in the future, which was like a huge compliment and made me go, oh my god, okay. Then I didn't completely bomb this thing, which I thought I did. So after the photo shoot, and I like got out, I stayed downstairs because there's like an hour till open, so I wanted to watch other girls do their photo shoots and like see the process from above. While I was waiting for the group photo, that was like an hour, I got to like hang out and chat with Dimitri and Jurassic, and got to see everybody just kind of like slowly trickle in. Oh, with Dimitri, I got to like hang out with him, and I finally got to hold the mer baby, the silicone mer babies. I want one so bad, I just can't justify the price because I literally, to be honest, I just can't afford to buy that. But one day I hopefully will have one. Just not right now. Then we had our group photo, and that was really fun. So then after that it was free swim. I know that Mermaid Andy and Merman Josh got some footage of me swimming, so I need to ask them for that.
I He-Manned all the mermaids.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a situation during free swim. She had an anchor charm on her hip skirt, and we got stuck together during free swim, and Pixie had to come save us. But she's not dead. She's here. She's alive. I was freaking out like once I got up, and she's like, yeah, we're hooked. You gotta stop moving. I'm like, I hooked onto like what are those like things in the water?
The lane dividers?
Lane divider. And I was just like, untie my fishnet. Like, just, like, I don't want her to drown. I'm like, please. I'm like, I don't want anything to happen. But we got,
we weren't going to drown.
No, but like, I was like, are you okay? Like, I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god, like, you're hooked to me. I was underwater. I am so sorry. But she's alive. She's good. And then then we got to free swim for a bit. Then ran upstairs to
literally ran, both of us.
Yes. It was even funny because there was like 4 minutes till Andy's class, and Andy was like right downstairs, and I was like, Andy, I'm like dripping wet, like fresh out of the pool, like I'm sorry, like I'm running to your class, I'm going, because it was upstairs, not that far. But
it's
like,
2 floors.
When you're lugging it like a heavy tail and stuff, like, and you're like dripping.
I ran up the stairs.
And like you're running like wet on like tile floor with like heavy luggage. It's just like you don't want to dive, but you know what? I'm not gonna be late to my class either.
My class started early and ran late, so I was like,
yes. And like later when we have like more time just to like chill, we'll like swap more of our information about the classes, because the goal was like we go to different classes and then we teach each other later, you know, divide and conquer with your mermaid knowledge. We had after that I was waiting for her to come out because I didn't know her class was gonna run late. I went to the vendor hall. I got to meet Shay. Very sweet, very sweet. And then I got a little distracted shopping because I was looking at stuff that reminded me of her. And I was 2 minutes late to the makeup class. The makeup class, I enjoyed it. It was the free class. I didn't pay for that one. I loved learning about the ingredients so you can understand like what products will be like waterproof, you know? We headed back to the hotel. We, you know, kind of cleaned up from, you know, we showered, got into some nice warm clothes, and then we went and got seafood because we were not going to the gala this year. I would love to go to the gala sometime in the future, but this year was just not it because I wanted to spend my money more so on underwater photography. And she wanted to spend her money on a silicone top, which she got this amazing silicone top.
It's only been worn twice, and it was a custom.
Yes, it's right behind you.
Yes.
It matches her koi tail perfectly. Look at that. Look at that beauty. Oh.
Beautiful things that I see.
We've been singing that. And then we just chilled in the lobby and watched people's like gala outfits. So that was fun, getting to hype people as they left for the gala. Icarus like showed up in the lobby. We're like, you're not going to the gala? So then we started hanging out. He had desserts from Whole Foods, so that was fun, just eating like Whole Foods desserts and just talking and chilling. And then Jurassic showed up, and Dimitri, and then the most aggressive games of Jenga. Merjenga.
We changed the rules a little bit. You can tap.
You can tap a bunch of. And that's like, the games were long and intense, and it was amazing. We did that for 4 hours because we just kept going, and then more people showed up. It was hilarious. It was competitive. People were sassy. But honestly, if you're not going to the gala, you're still going to have a ton of fun because not every mer goes to the gala. I guess I had that perception that like almost everybody did except us, but like I learned very fast that is not the case. If you do not go, do not worry about it. You will find other mers and you will have a great time. We stayed up, had some deep, happy talks about life. We went to bed late last night, but that's okay. We had good talks.
You didn't have anything pressing this morning, so like kind of being leisurely this morning.
We are missing a thing I kind of wanted to go to, but at the same time, it was mer networking, and not that I've met everybody, but like the whole weekend is kind of networking, and there were so many people I wanted to meet on this trip, and I met them all in like the first 24 hours of being here. So it's just like, I guess like I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna miss anything. That's what I tell myself. Now there is mer networking and the breath class.
Yeah, there's a breathwork class that we're missing, which I'm kind of sad about that, but like
we needed the rest.
We needed rest, and like don't push yourselves too hard.
Our 2 classes today, we're taking the same 2 classes. We are taking marketing for mermaids, which I'm super excited about. Our podmate Sparkles is doing her Grace and Poise class, and you know she is just the most elegant mer. So I just want to learn from the queen herself. Yes, let's talk about our family tree.
Oh yeah.
Sparkles is my mer mom, but there's a difference because there's a difference between your mer mom birthing you and your mer mom adopting you. Birthing means like that they brought you into the community. Like I birthed her. Like I birthed her. So I am adopted because I've been mermaiding since I was 7. I'm gonna be 26 in a month, a little bit less than a month. Oh my goodness. And so she was like saying, yes, I'm your mer mom, but like not like I didn't birth you, like I didn't create you. And I say, well, I'm like your adopted child. She's like, exactly. Pixie is someone that she birthed. She brought into the mermaid community. So then Pixie is my sister, and then I birthed K-Shell, which means Pixie is your aunt, and Sparkles is your
grandmer.
Grandmer, there we were, because she does not like the word grandma. I was like, grandmer. We're gonna finish up and we're gonna head out.
Go into the house, build up the endurance, and learn how to endure a level of pain for all of these art forms. Same goes for mermaiding. I love you all so much, and I believe in you all so much, and I want to see y'all do your very best.
So I have dried off. It's officially like no more mermaid time at MerMagicon. It's the end, and I'm so sad. I don't want it to be over. But we are about to go up to the vendor hall. Hello! It is Sunday night, which means it is the end of MerMagicon. I am sad, but it's okay. You know, this was a bucket list item for me. Like, it makes me want to cry because I never thought I would be able to do something like this. I am just so thankful and grateful and blessed for this opportunity. But today was, basically today was 2 classes and free swim. 3 classes because one of them was free. Kayshell and I had 2 classes together, but I'm getting ahead of myself. That is true, it was 3. Sorry, she's pointing to me off camera. Yes, we had 3 classes together, but the two of them were paid, 1 was free. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So this morning we were going to walk, but there's the shuttle service, but apparently it is by request. So that is important to know. We did not know that there is a shuttle system that takes you from the hotel to the convention center, which is a very helpful thing. And if they end up hopefully having this location next year, that will still be available. So we got to the convention center like same time as yesterday, basically. Like early, ready to go. We had breathwork for mermaids, which was the free class. It was very, very nice. You should get the
Stamina app, which is
Stamina app.
yes, it is free. I had it prior to this class.
She did, because we were talking. She was telling me about downloading this like weeks ago, and I just kept forgetting.
No, literally years ago. I started using it like 2 years
No,
ago.
I know
but
you did, but like I know like for like the past couple months, you're like, I have this app, and I'm like, I need to download it, and I just never did because I kept forgetting. But that was a great way to start off the day. It was very calming and relaxing. It was like I didn't have a yoga mat, so it was just like your bath towel, beach towel, whatever you brought, lay on the ground, and it was just like some stretching and breathing. Great way to start the morning. Then we moved to marketing for mermaids.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really great. I loved that. My human job, I deal with a lot of marketing, so it was fun as a graphic designer and artist to have someone else talk about color theory and bringing it into the mermaid world. So that's really, really fun. And then we ended up having like a small break You were in the locker room, and I went and kind of peeked on some more photo shoots because I just love watching it from above. It is very cool. A very cool thing to watch other people do and cheer them on. And I ran into Josh and Andy. I needed to talk to them because Josh reached out this morning that he wanted to film some content together. And so I was trying to check in on a time for that later in the day because we also had Sparkles class. So basically I just figured out that like after Sparkles class that I could try to find them and film some videos. So I did the class with Sparkles and Pixie and K-Shell. Really good class. Sparkles is an amazing teacher. And the thing is though, is that the class ran late. And basically right after we took the group picture, I felt not 100%. I got like a feeling of hunger, and that is not something I get very often, and that's a whole other story. Like my sense of hunger is just not great. So when I do feel hungry, it's kind of alarming, and I feel weak very fast. So I got hungry, and then I instantly got very cold. So I kind of knew it was my time to take myself out of that situation. And I kind of watched from the side and slowly got out of my tail. K-Shell noticed. She could tell that I was getting out and she looked a little concerned. So she took care of me, which I felt really guilty about.
Powers activated.
Yes.
I started with like always being her mer-handler.
Yes.
And so it just kind of like kicked in.
But K-Shell got out of her tail because she saw me feeling not great. And thankfully, she overbought protein bars at Whole Foods. And so she had some protein bars in the locker. So that was very helpful. And I downed a protein bar. And
when in doubt, be a gym bro.
Yeah, honestly. And we put just my feet in the hot tub to quickly warm me up and ate the protein bar, and I was pretty fine. When I went to go shoot content, like honestly, I was like ate that bar, went and chugged some water, gave myself like 2 minutes, and I was feeling okay again. And then I met up with Andy and Josh and got to film some content with them, which was so fun. Since K-Shell is like the only other person I've really shot content with underwater, I'm used to how she swims. So getting to learn other MERS buoyancy and like if they're more like floaters or sinkers, interesting to kind of, after Andy would take a shot, you know, and watch it back and learn and kind of see like what we needed to do better the next shoot. And by the third time's the charm, we got it. And then we filmed another little reel of like all of us kind of sitting on the pool floor, and then we got a shot together. Josh filmed K-Shell and I doing a cute little like hand touch. So I got some good little videos, and I'm very excited to watch them. I have not like watched all of them yet. Josh is sending them as we speak. But the one thing I just gotta laugh about, because I just think it's so funny, when Andy films underwater, if he thinks the shot is good, you just hear him scream, "Yes!" underwater, and you hear
like gargling water,
and you hear just the rush of bubbles, and it's just like, "Oh yes!" So it's so funny. But I honestly love that, because that's something I'm gonna take home, is like if we're filming, we're gonna be screaming underwater to like let each other know, yes, it looks good, absolutely. So I just got one of the videos back like before I started filming, and you could hear the audio. It was so good. Love you, Andy. But after that, we got out.
Mm-hmm.
Went to the hot tub. Caught up with Sparkles and Pixie. I bought all my little Moonstone mermaids some little gifts at the vendor hall today. So I gave K-Shells her after I found out what she wanted in the morning, and then I got Sparkles and Pixie later in the day because they've just been so busy. Yeah, the closing announcements. We got to watch the raffle, and then we kind of sat outside the vendor hall, which was actually like the best place to sit because most people were in the vendor hall because of the closing announcements. So as people were like walking out, we could say bye to everybody and be like, bye, have safe travels. I did notice that like there were some people that definitely left like Sunday morning and did not stay throughout the whole convention, which I understand. It was mainly people that drove. So like we flew, so it's a little different for us, but it was like kind of like, oh, I didn't get to say goodbye to everybody that I want to say goodbye to. But regardless, Andy came out, almost made me cry because he got emotional about it ending, and then I got emotional about it ending, and I'm like, I cannot accept this right now. I just got too sad. But I held it together, only shed a few tears, and then Adira came out and informed us that the shuttle only had one more shuttle to get back to the hotel, and then they were done for the rest of the day. And I was like, okay, let's go. And then we came back to the hotel and filmed our TikToks, which was our way of coping and saying goodbye to MerMagicCon. Showered and went and got dinner. And dinner wasn't the best. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on that. The service was just, food was fine. Other than that, we're just here watching H2O. But yeah, I am just so happy, so thankful. And, I don't really know how much I can afford to go to MerMagicCon like every year. I'm getting married this year. Need to do a honeymoon probably early 2025. So, one can dream. And I know at least, if not next year, I will be back at some point because this was just too beautiful of an experience to not come back to. Everybody here is so loving and welcoming. Everybody wants you to thrive and succeed, and everybody wants to just give you all the tips and tricks for swimming, social media, just everything, It's just, nobody gatekeeps here. Everybody wants everyone to just be their best selves and know how to do it. So, thank you, MerMagicCon. You are just such a beautiful, beautiful convention. And I hope to attend many more in the future.